From the tip of my nose. Now I'm trying to put my head straight in the camera, right? And I got a little mark on my nose. But when I look at my nose, it's funny. It's on the front of my face. It's like the pith is right up. How come an animal has the nose and it sticks out like, whoa? But the mouth also comes with the nose. But in humans, the nose, like, can a nose pass the... Okay, that's not what I wanted to talk about, but every concept of life has a relationship to something somewhere. Oh my God, a fish upon my wish. They went 2 by 2. Why did they go 2 by 2? What does it mean 2 by 2? What is 1 by 1? Sometimes I have the exact answer from the work I've done. Sometimes I forget and I do have it. So I'm not going to make up any excuse. I don't remember, but it's okay because I can tell you mathematically what happens with 2 by 2 and the difference between 2 by 2 and 2 by 1 and understanding what it means or what it possibly could mean, right, in relationship to games. And what I usually like to use is this, the dice cube or Rubik's cube. I also like to use my calculator, but I'm not really sure where it is. But we can also use this. Can this be 2 by 2 or 2 by 1? Why? Because the linear, the vertical and the horizontal are not square. It's easier to get a 2 by 2 understanding in this cube over here, right over here. So, and then it gets a little complicated because when you have to understand, you see, in this one, I have an area space. But there's also, I have a little interference over here. I got a little interference. So can we just, I need to concentrate a little bit so I can understand what I'm doing. So can we just move over just a little bit? Yeah, I'm just going to just sort of like, which way? You want to be facing me? If you want to be facing me, I'll push you that way. No, it's okay. I'll just push you that way. You can be facing me. You'll see everything that goes on. Is that okay? You all right? You're under the lights? You're okay? You can stay over there? Yeah, don't worry. Okay. Okay. So first I'm going to give you the basics. There's a lot of people that come out here in many sites, and everybody's talking about 11. Everybody's talking about 11. But in games, 11 doesn't tell the story other than the base theory you can perceive and understand through what your eyes can see. That is 11. Now, to cap off what is 11, now this gets a little complicated, is 3. So one side would be 11, the other side would be 3, and in 2 cubes, the reverse side of 11 and 3 is 14. Now, what's ironic about this is that 14 is what's around the cube. 5 and 3, 8 and 4, 12, and 2, 14. And it doesn't matter what I do, however I shake up this dice, however I shake up this dice and not changing it, 1 and 4 is 5, and 6 and 3 is 9, and 5 is 14. So I'm going to shake up 2 dice and show you that you're not always going to find 14. So on this, I'm going to get 8, right? So what am I going to get on the opposite side? Right. 5 and 1, 14. 5 and 1, 14. So the reverse sides of all the cubes are always going to be 14. But at the same time, they're going to be 22. And the reason for that is if I hold up these 2 here and this here, if one of these was 1 cube, I'd have 2 Rubik's Cube. That would mean 9 sides and 9 sides is 18. 18. 18 take away, well, we're not going to use this one, okay? 18 take away what the reverse cube is. 18 take away 7 is 11. So the reverse cube, 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 7, Is 9 and 9, 18 minus the 7 equals to 11? There are three opposite sides of this cube. 11 void, and 11 void. The total is 33. If it's that, then what is the cube? Well, it's 2 and 5, 7, and then it's going to be 3 and 4, 7, and then 1 and 6, 7, 21. Now, does the math work? How can the math work along with this? I'm going to try to see if I can just make one equation. By the way, these are the bowling pins being set up. So if I have 7, 7, 7 equals to 21, and 11, and 11, and 11 equals to 33. That's a total of 54. Now, what happens if I just multiplied one of the sevens? One of the sevens, right? I multiply this. We're going to show you how mathematically. We're going to just take any number. I'm going to take number 6. 6 by 7 is 42. 4 plus 2 is 42. 6 times 7 is 42. 4 plus 2 equals to 6. Now, how about 11? But instead of using 11, 1 and 1 is 2. Or we can use 11. 6 times 11 is 66. 6 and 6 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. The difference between 6 and 7, 6 minus 7 equals to 1. 2 minus 3 equals to 1. So the math is perfect. They both come together. The math is absolutely perfect. What about a different number? What if we used 5? Well, if I multiplied 5 times 7, it equals to 35. 3 plus 5 equals to 8. So where this here was 1, 7 minus 8 equals 1. So what about, what did I do? 7 times, 5 times 7. I'm going to use 5 over here. 5 times 2, 5 times 11 equals to 55. 5 and 5 is 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. The difference of what is 11, or 1 and 1 is 2. And 1 and 1 is 2, which equals to 2 minus 1 equals, 2 minus 1. I don't like that I... Two minus 1 equals to 1. There's still only one difference. There was one difference here and one difference here. So we know that when multiplying and using number 5 and number 6, our answer is going to be this. What if we use number 4? Well, 4 times 11 equals to 44. 4 and 4 is 8. Whoop, that's too many 8s. 4 and 4 is 8. So the situation between 11 and 8 is 3, but 1 and 1 is 2. 1 and 1 is 2. 8 minus 2 equals to 6. So now let's do it with number 7. So we're going to go 4 by 7 equals to 28. 28. 2 plus 8 equals to 10. 1 plus 0 equals to 1. So we're going to do 7 minus 1 equals to 6. And we're still with the same mathematical equation. Is perfect. I can do it with any single number, and it's going to explain to you what's going on with the cube and how things match up. Now, what happens if I went ahead and used something that was different, that wasn't an invert of each other? Because now that you saw this inversion of each other was correct, right? 7 and 11 is 18. Did I do that right? That was with 2 cubes. Let's do it with 1 cube. One side is 5. The other side is 2. So let's do that. We have 2 and we have 5. We'll multiply it by 4 equals to 8. We'll multiply it by 4 equals to 20. 2 plus 0 equals to 2. So 8, we used 4 and 4 in both we used 2 and 5 in both situations. 8 minus 2 equals to 6. Did I get that right? 8 minus 2 equals to 6.
5 minus 2 equals to 3. Now, what if I went 5 plus 2? It would equal to 7. Irregardless, it's above and below. Did I get that right? 4 times 2 is 8. 8 minus 2 is 6. 8 plus 2 equals to 1. 5 plus 2 equals to 7. They're both 2 away. And in this situation, it is 4 and 1 away. So now I'm just for some reason, I'm trying to, are you getting out the popcorn? Now what we're going to do next is we're going to go to number 5 with the 4 void. So we're going to go 4 void. 4 times 4 equals to 16. 1 plus 6 equals to 7. 7 minus 4 equals to 3. Wow, I should have did this before because I'm not sure if I remember the situation. Just let me look this over. The missing part with the 4 is the 5. 5 by 4 equals to 20. 2 plus 0 equals to 2. The different 2 minus 5 equals to 3. Okay, so we got that right. I'm on the right rule. Here I did the opposite. So if I did the opposite with 3 and 4 now, I'd go 4 by 3 equals to 12. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. 3 minus, okay, and then 4 by 3, and then 4 by 4 equals to 16, equals to 7. Oh yeah, 3 minus what? Let me see, 3 and 3. 1 second, did I get this right? Let me see where the other one was. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 4 times 4 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. 4 by 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. The difference between 7 and 4, 7 minus 4 equals to 3. 3 minus 4 equals to 1. I'm trying to understand what's going on. I made a mistake somewhere, and I don't know where it is. I don't remember this equation. Boy, everything was working out. Why am I confused now?
Sometimes I do make mistakes. Not very happy with that. I'm just not very happy. There's so many things sometimes going on in my head, so many mathematical situations. Like I have the mathematical situation of 1.25. What is 1.25? Well, if you were going 512 memory or 512 gigabytes or 256 or 16 by 16, 16 to the power of 2, the way it begins, but 16 is also 7. So 7 to the power of 2 is 49. What does all this say? What does it mean? Just because it matches up, does it have to mean anything? Any relationship in this world? Yes. But alone, I don't have the complete answer because otherwise I'd know everything and I don't. Number 7. What is number 7? Number 7 is also a word. The word 7 equals to 65. What is 65? Well, it's two numbers. 6 equals to what is 52. Earth equals to what is 52. It is also the Q gate in Mars. Why?
Five times 2 is 10. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 and 10 is 17. The 17th letter is Q. The 17th letter is Q. So why Mars? Mars is number 51. So what does that have to do with Earth? 3 times 17 equals to 51. Everything comes into formation when multiplying it by 3. Mars is number 51. So that would equate to 6 and 5 equals to 11. 11 is your creation. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 2 and 1 equals to 3. And the perfect cube of 6 and 5 is 1 and 2. It creates itself through this numeric value. Okay. The other thing about 17, it also can be created through other numbers. And remember, I spoke and began this video understanding what is 2 or 22. 22 is ape, and go. But once you go, you also have to understand green and the octagon. And the reason for that is if once you come to the octagon, that'll be red. Red is for stop, green is for go. Understanding the opposite of what is green is now the octagon. Ape is number 22, and it is go. 22 is the ring around here, understanding the cube. The field. Are we talking about the field of 110 yards? Are we talking about the field of, my camera's underneath the cat. Are we talking about the field of 50 yards? Are we talking about the field as 2, 3, and there's so many things, the backwards counting, the forward, the field in craps. 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, and 12. The field is a one-roll bet. You win even money, even if the shooter rolls a 3, 4, 9, 10, or 11. Let me see the crap table images. 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 9, 10, 11, 12. Isn't that weird? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 numbers in the field. Okay, numbers not in the field are 5, 6, 8, and 7. 5, 6, 7, and 8 are not in the field. Is that what you're talking about, Sir Messer? The key to wisdom. Okay, that field. Okay. Yes, very good. These 7 yards to the holder. I like that. I like that. I always wanted to know that. Thank you. The holder is 7 yards, which is 21 feet. And 21 feet by 12 is 250. Somebody tell me what that is. I don't know. Found the calculator. And 10 yards to the end zone. So 10 yards is 30 feet. And you just reminded me of something. You just reminded me of something. I had the answer once before, now you reminded me. 30 equals to the word day. 3 is part of creation. All zeros can relate to what is the accumulation of 1 through 9 equals to 10, 2 through 8 equals to 10, 3 and 7, 4 and 6 equals to 10. The thing about 30 is all zeros can also be 6, 9. They can be going 6 or 9. Now 30 feet, which is 10 yards, is also 360 inches. And that's what I'm happy about. So now we have the ball snapped at the 20, plus 7 plus 10 equals to 37. That's also good. The ball snapped at the 20. So help me out what this is on the field. So the ball snaps to the 20. They snap it back 7, they get 10, and the total is 37. The center to 360 is the average of 37. 16 and 21, 37. 18 and 19, 37, and 17 and 20 up through the crossbar. 17 and 20 up through the crossbar. That's where the black ball goes, 17 and 20. But the separation and measurement from post to post and dragging it, do we drag it just across, or should we go up to the top of the post at 18.6 and drag it all the way down? What is the angle
from the bottom of the cross post all the way to the top right to the top left to find the perfect center, to understand that base center. Now, once we get the base center, we can now run another line to create a star, but we need more than one goalpost in order to create more dimension into this. Just give me 1 second. Where am I? I lost myself. Right, that's very, very interesting. And we're coming up to the year 2030. And 2030, 20 is a base model for 1010. Let me see if I can get this out here. Now I should have finished this off, but I get all excited when I find something. Now bowling pins are set up 1 and then 2 pins and then 3 pins and then 4 pins, right? 1 then 2 pins. Now the next 2, right? There's supposed to be 10 pins. So I have 10 here. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here I only have 9. The 10th pin is right over here. I set it up this way. The real way to actually set it up is this way. The thing is that 1, 3, and 5, which might be a direction. The reason for that, on the cube, 1, 3, and 5 all have the ace point on it. The 7 and the 8 and the 8 do not. They have centers, which looks like, I'm assuming, moons. 2 moons for Mars. That's the 8. 1 moon for 7 over here. The 7 card, which has 1 dot, is the Earth moon. The 8, which is 2 dots. The 7 represents the king. The 8 represents the queen. 2 and 8 represents man. 3 and 7 is creation of the gateway, according to numbers. 1 between 1, when you start your second triangle over, you're over here on this section over here, but you start it, the triangle flips, and then it flips. Every 4th one, it flips back and forth. I keep losing my camera. So what I did here is I did, according to the dice cube, where the letters are, or where the numbers are, the dots, I put A, C, and E in the center. So I go 4, 5, and here's my 9. 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, and I put all these together because that's my possibility. So when I do it from the bottom and I do it from the top, I have 1, 2, 3, 7. I have 1, 2, 3, 7. Should I put my B and D on this side of C or on this side? Should it go A to C and then go with B, D? If I did it that way, I would start at 4 and then run to 7. But this way, it's 1 and 4, 5, and 1 and 2, 3, 5, and 3. Or it would be 1, 3 equaling to 4, and we would begin at 4. 4, 2, 6, 4, 4, 8. Maybe I should have run it that way because the cube runs that way. 5, 3, 8, 4, 2, 6, 5, 1, 6, 6, 2, 8. 3, 3, 6, 4, 4, 8. Mass spaced. Diamond. Diamond shows a lot of distance and depth in its design. Distance and depth in its design. Where am I over here? Just give me 1 second. Again, I keep losing myself. Okay, so we went through that. Now I'm gonna switch it up over here and see if I can make it look the right way. Should I rip this page out or change it onto
change it onto here. So I would go, and I don't want to start doing that whole design, so I'm going to go A and then C, and then I'm going to go BD. Unless I put my A and C and put my BD over here and go A to C like that, like the T, coming out like the T, or would I do that? And then from C, come around this way and come around that way. If I did it that way, the center AC would get a 4. The AB would get a 3, and the AD would get a 5. The CB would get a 5, and the CD would get a 7. So right away, I'm talking about the electric moon on this side. Here, I'm talking about connecting Mars and Earth together. Here, I'm talking about the passage in the sun. Now, if I did this to complete this, I would end up with 6, what we have joined together. So through the electric moon, we brought in the light, and now we're going to have to understand the seagull, because that's what it looks like, a seagull. It looks like two sides of something, because that's where it is. And in that, maybe we can understand where the A letter came to be, or the association of the A letter is actually, in French, they call it an aigu. Just give me a second. I have a phone call that I'm going to take, and then, yeah, I'm on the phone, but go ahead. I'll listen. Oh, what, 5:15 or 5:30 at the village? Or where would you go? Well, we can go anywhere else, but because Dick is closed. Well, it's not as good. 5:15, 5:30? Okay, ciao. Yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about that. So when you look at this, do you see two legs? I mean, when you see separation like this, you would assume that's possibly to be, what? Is this the octagon? Is it the pentagram or the pentagon, whatever you want to call it? Or is it the hex? Well, it depends. If you meet like this, it's the hex. But if you only use one area like this, it cannot create this unless it crosses over, because we have to understand our cells and how the cells work. So if it's like that, it's going to tell me a second story, perhaps that it reconnects somewhere else. When we do the octagon, the octagon, see, we can do that. Or if we do the hexagon, we can do that. Now with the hexagon, it's a natural. The 6 is a natural. When I create a 9, or I create the 6 look-alike on the other side, I don't even have to do this, but I like to do it. What it's going to do to me, or for me, is show me that to do this, I created 3 lines. And when you want to lock the lines in, you add on the 4th line, and now you have the octagon. Now I'm going to just see what this, just want to see what this piece of art looks like now that we were able to do this. And you notice the way it changed the whole dimension? It created a star, and it now put the angle of my distribution like so. If I want to look at it, we now have to look at it this way. Otherwise, it's on an angle. Now you can look at penetration or 3 different entries. You see the 3 different boxes that end up over here? And Rubik's Cube is the same thing. And when we talk about 3, I like to talk about hockey. So when we look at this, I'm looking at the Z letter. When I look at this, I think of the N letter. When I look at the bar that's going across, I think about the H or the I. But then once I think of the I, I'm going to try and choose a letter. I'll choose the D if you want. And a lot of times you see letters with this overhang. Well, that overhang for me is the I letter. And not every letter is created like this, too high, because the R cannot be done like that. The R, the minimum for me size of the R, right? The minimum size of the R is a little confusing, right? I can just draw one line like that and stop my R right over here. Is this the way the R is done? Or is that the way the R is done? Which R is it? This R or this R? This is going to tell me more about Earth. This one will tell me more about Mars. And the reason for that is the area space used over here versus the singular space used over here. Earth is number 52. So I use 1 and 1 line. Unless you want to say it's 1 line and 1 line. But then how would I be able to create the 5? So Mars is number 51. I only use 1 line. Do you notice it either has to go here or here? What is my block size area space? And this has to be discussed. Well, with 1 line, I can put that 1 line in between here and here and divide that equally. But with Earth, it would be encompassing. And there is no center. 1, 2, 3, there is no center in the R other than completing a whole cell. Inside this, it's Z, I, H, N, Xeon. And when you create the I, you automatically get the O. And the A letter is now going to represent this. It's funny that the word Mars, inverted alphabet, is going to be H, I, N, Z. The N can be inverted to a Z, and the Z can be inverted to an N. Just keep losing. What happened to you, kitty cat? Okay, so we took care of this. I'm trying to understand the further dimension of this, in which I'm now going to take on to the next page, in where I get A, B, D, and C. This is the beginning, and the total is 10. Now, if I took a triangle and wanted to do it just a triangular way, or if I wanted to do it the triangular way, because this way is the true sense of its creation, because we're only going to use 1 cell over here. So by using 1 cell, I'm going to end up with this, or with this, or with this, or with this. So automatically in 1 cell, we can see these 4 different formations that come into 1 cell. There's automatically 4. So 1 equals to 4 different directions, 4 different realities that are actually going on. This would be A, this would be B, this would be C, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. So H, I, J is the add-on part to the mirror. And the total is 27 in the house of Bate, which is 3 times 6, 3 plus 6, equals to 18, equals to 9, equals to 27. And the math is absolutely perfect. 1 and 8 equals to 9, representing R, representing R, representing Venus. I'm not sure if we can represent Rhode Island inside Bet, which equals to 27, which is 14, and 9 equals to 23, or the expression of 2, 7, which could mean 7 to the power of 2, 2 to the power of 7. It can also mean just 77 at the same time, 7 2s, or 2 7, 2 2 2 2 2 2 equals to 14. And 2 to the power of 7 is 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2, 7. 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. 256, although it equals to 13, right? 2, 5, and 6, if I got that right, equals to what is, I think, 16 by 16, which goes back to what is 77. 1 and 6, 7, 1 and 6, 7, representing Earth and Mars. Why? 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 6 and 7. I said Mars and Earth are 51 and 52. 5 and 1, 6. 5 and 2 equals to 7. I'm just trying to get the cat off of my string over here. Let me see where else I am with this. Okay, so we have that. So, come on. Come on. I don't want to be mad to you. I don't want to be a meanie. I hear you purring. So, when we're talking, if I wanted to think about tennis, my next one would be E. And that would be 5. So your beginning of tennis is going to be 15. And then the end of tennis, nobody ever tells me F, G, H, and I. And this equals to 30. So how is tennis related, right? And then you're going to go to E, and then C, and then B, and D, and then A. Well, the beginning of tennis is 15. A, B, C, D, E equals to 15. A, B, C, D, E equals to 15. 15 and 15 equals to 30. That's just a relationship that I see. Now, if I wanted to go the other way, I, H, G, F, okay, this one over here is going to equal to 30. This one will equal to 35. It doesn't do the same thing in tennis. And then this one over here is going to equal to 10. We're going to have 10, 15, and then 30. Here we're going to have 30 and 5 and then 10. So where does our creation start? Does it start over here? So let's F, G, H, and I. F and G equals to 13 and 8, 21. This equals to 30. Plus 5 equals to 35. And the next one is A, B, C, D equals to 10. 10 and 35 equals to 45. Is that the way we should set it up? Irregardless which way you want to look at it. But when we look at this over here, 30 and 30. What is 30 and 30 is 60. Plus 5 and 5 is 70 and 10. 35 and 35, we get 70. We get 35, hold on, we get 35 and 10 and 35. That's that situation. 8, 1, 8. Chai. 9 times 9, 9 plus 9 is our base creation out of Jupiter. Jupiter, Venus. Jupiter comes together as the 5th planet, bringing on the birth. 5 is inside a 9. 5 is always inside a 9 in the deck of cards. So when you bring on the birth, you have 2 dots here for Venus and 2 dots here for Venus. When they're together as 4, they create Mars. Only when the spirit birth comes in does Jupiter come alive, the biggest planet. What counts? Us. Now, the thing is, this is where the seventh gate comes in. This is the only true 7 on the cube. 77. The reason, if you drill a hole on this side, where will it come out on this side? It'll come out in the center. If I drill any other side, if I drill these two sides, comes out into the other dots. If I drill the 4 corners here, what will happen? 2 corners will come alive. So I'll have 4 sides of 5 and 2 sides of 7. So this is the basis of how I understand tennis. So when we have AB, now I went ABCA in this. Should I have gone A? Oh no, ABCD, ABCD. So this is 10 and 5 and 10 and 5. Is that the way your tennis works? 15, 15, or is it done over here 15? And then this is the end of your game. First you get your 15 here. Then you get your 15 here, and then you get game, and that's your tennis score. Now, if we were looking at the bowling pins, if you're looking at 5-pin, in 5-pin, there is no 1 pin. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. That's the total. Although you're hitting one of each pin, the value is different. You can knock down 10 here. You can knock down 11 by knocking out the first 3. You can knock out 13. You can knock out 12. Or you knock them all out for 15. You have 3 tries, where in the last try, you're not allowed to get a strike or a spare, but just a total of it all. So this is another situation happening. In this situation over here, this is a bowling situation. Now remember, I'm bringing up, hold on a second. I'm bringing up mathematical situations that can bring understanding of words together. Words have letters. Every letter has a position in the alphabet. And then we can give full formation if you ask the keys of wisdom, or the keys to wisdom. Very hard to say. I like to call the keys to wisdom Mr. Messer. Stop messing around with me, right? I'll climb up a hydro pole and get yourself a peanut like I had on the tree the other day. Anyways, no kidding around. I'm going to forget what I had to say. There's also bringing the numbers perfect. Like, let's bring up 1963. So when we bring up 1963, I'll get back to that. If I bring up 1963, I'm going to bring up 3691, which makes it 4664. Zion, 0, Israel are all numbers 64. If I multiply and add this number, it'll give me 24 and 10 equaling to 34. 34, the word cold equals to 34. Now 24 is going to divide the gate. How does it divide a gate? 2 times 4, 8. 2 plus 4, 6. When I pick up these cubes, no matter what I do, you will not be able to change the fact that this 1 and 5, 2 and 6, 4 and 4, 3 and 3. And basically, did I get that? Yeah, I got all the 6s. So that's your 666. And we can't get away from the fact that if I can find my calculator somewhere under the cat, right? We're going to see how they all connect. So my first 6, let's do this. And the 2 formations, the 2 bottom line formations, is to always understand 3 and 4, Earth and Mars, our creation. So we have 2 and 6. We have 1 and 5. And then I got number 3. You see where I get 3 and 3? So what I'm going to do is a singular dot. So where do I get 4 and 4? I'm going to get a singular dot over here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to get 2 and 6. Okay, now we're going to get 1 and 5. So this is my base. Now, if I wanted to connect it, I connect it like that. And that would be my base. But wait a second. Are there any other 6s? Yes, there are. 9 and 6 equals to 15. 1 and 5 equals to 6. Now we have to have the reflection. So what's below this? Below this is going to be, this one is going to be 7. This one's going to be 8. And this one's going to be 9. Did I get that right? Yeah. Formation is going to be over here. So where is it next? Where's my other 6? Are there any other 6? Well, 8 and 7 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So what about 7? Are there any other 7s? Well, 9 and 7 is 16. 1 and 6 is 7. So how do I bring this one to this one? Should I have to do that? Or should I be passing through a neutral zone into the 5 zone and then coming up at a 7, bringing these two together? It's a question I asked. So are there any other 16s? Are there any other 16s besides this one over here? Or what I like to do at the same time is when I'm creating the model, I'm just going to do a small model. And really and truthfully, what is above is below should always be on an angle. Otherwise, there's no form or dimension, right? So if I go 1, 2, 3, should I continue with 3, 2, 1? And then 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, 4, and then 7, 8, 9, 9, 8, 7. Now I flip it over. The whole thing is, do I flip it over with a twist? According to roulette, okay, you do not flip it over with a twist. But according to everything else, on the third one, you always flip it with a twist. So I'm going to flip it right away. I should do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I'm thinking of going this way, where 9 will be below 7, because that makes more sense. But I'm not going to do it that way right now. I'm going to continue on where I'm going to go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here is where I get a 7. Here is where I get a 7, and here is where I get the 7. And we now connect the centers. So here is 2 and 6, 8, right? I wasn't working with number 7 before. Now I'm working, right. I was working with, which numbers was I working with? Right, 9 and 7. I wasn't working with that, so that shouldn't have even come into the equation. I think I just mixed myself up and ran 2 equations together. Why was this running over here? Right, we don't want that either. Okay, so this is basically what that equation is. What is this? No, we don't want that one here either. And that's what it looks like. Now, what is it supposed to be right now? I'm not sure. Are there any other of these? No, there are not. But because I inverted this, okay, no, we're not even getting into that. That's the way it connects. Okay, that's the way it connects. The other one is if I was working with the Mayan calendar, works, this and the Mayan calendar work together, 13s and 7s. 7 and 6, 13. 1 and 3, 4. 4 and 3, 7. 1 and 6, 7. 4 and 9, 13. 1 and 3, 4. 8 and 5, 13. 1 and 3, 4. 2 and 5, 7. So we would go 1 and 6, 4 and 9. We can draw these together if you want. At the same time, I'm going to go 7 and 6. And at the same time, I'm going to go 4 and 3. And then I'm going to draw these together over here. So I've got 2 bow ties, or 88 on this angle. And then in between, you got 2 and 5, 7. And then on this side, you have 5 and 8, 13, or one of the two. And this is the part of the design that we would end up with. Hi, Tammy. How you doing? In 5-pin bowling, we would set up with 11, 13, and then 15. So this is just one piece that I was working on. Another piece I was working on, and I'm a little bit, I'm going to be ending the video soon. There's a lot more to do. I should just do it out, not live. And what this is it's all about 18. What is it all about 18? I'm going to explain it in a minute. Okay, now what is it about 18? Why do we want certain numbers? What is our goal? What is our goal? What do we want to achieve? What are we trying to understand? You see, for me to come out here and just tell you blurb out about numbers, like number 8, somebody was talking the other day, I think I was listening to GG33, in which for some reason, every time I leave comments there, they get deleted. I don't know why. I talk about, they're talking about the value of things, and I'm just bringing up the value of things. And 22 is ape. 22 is where they say 8, not ape, but ape. 8 is money. We should put everything with 8s, as is said. But 22 is part of what 8 is. Also, at the same time, the division between night and day, 4 and 4, which is 8, creates a division between night and day in thirds. How so? 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4, and 4, 8. Ape is number 22. 8 is money. Money is Mars. Not by my standards, but by the planet's standards. Number 4 is a dollar sign. You need the dollar sign to create the star. Igniting the star, igniting into the system. Venus, number 22. Let me just turn that off. I want to thank you for, I'm not going to mention names, who gave me the this keyboard. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. So you can see 8 is the star system. 7 is and. 6 shows me 2 sides. And this is over the O letter. When you look at the French words, I like to use French and English as my base. Then I go on. And then I go on. I like to use the star system for the moons. And I use the Hebrew. And remember, what's going on in this world right now? Abraham, apparently, I understand, if you go back to the beginning of Abraham and his 2 sons, you're going to see that the family got divided, and they're not at war with each other. They're at war with the secret. You have to bring the beginning, you have to tie the story up. The story of creation is being tied up right now. 18 Chai, 18 luck, resident angel, the one spirit in heaven, understanding the 1 dot with the 8 around, connecting all parts of Venus. Although the dice cube shows me the greatest separation is 2. But is it all separations? The outside is 8. 4 of them are even. 4 of them are odd. It is the odd that's connected to the 1 spirit, and not the even according to numbers, except understanding that number 13, 1 and 3 is 4, that becomes even when using 2 cubes. Is there any possibility that we have anything odd when using 2 cubes? Yes. 1, no. 3, yes. But on one side is 3, the other side is 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 5. So when you have 2 cubes of 5, 2 and 3, 5, you have what? Right. 4 and 5, 9. Odd, odd. Now, if we're going to go to 7, 7 and 9, odd again, because odd, odd.
2, odd, odd. When we go to 6, even, even. We do another 6, even, even. So 5 reverts to 9, odd, odd. 5, 7, and 9 are odd. But 3 is not the same. 3 is not the same. 3 odd becomes 11 even. 11 equals 1 and 1 is 2. So let me write this down. So when I have 1 and 5 equals to 6, I have 6 and 2 equals to 8. That's even. When I have 3 and 3 equals to 6, I have 4 and 4 equals to 8. Now that's even. When I have, so I got the whole thing, 6 and 2, 1 and 5. When I have 1, 2, I got the equations, 5 and 1. The reverse of this is this. The reverse of this is this. What's the other 6? Oh, yes. 3 and 5 equals to 8. 4 and 2 equals to 6. Where 1 and 2 equals to 3. To where 5, 6 and 5 equals to 11 equals to 2. To where we're going to do this together. To where 1 and 3 equals to 4, to where 6 and 4 equals to 1. 6 and 4 is 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. I have to do really all of them, but I'm doing the bases of 6 and 8 right now. So in 6 and 8, we have even, 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 but the total equation is odd. And 6 and 8, right? This is the male. The male represents the ring. The ring represents 22, and it is male, and it is ape. One of the things about male is it's 7 and 7, 14, because it goes around the ring. 3, 1, 6, and 4. There's 2 of them, 11, 14, and 14 are the dotted spaces. The voided spaces is 22. Taking into account 1 and 8, 4 and 5, 6 and 3, 5 and 4, there's always 9. There's always has to be a total of 9. So where was I with this? 1 and 4 equals to 5. 1 and 4 equals to 5. 1 and 4 equals to 5. The average between each one is 7. That's the pole. When you look up and down, you look 4 and down to 3 is 7. You'll have 7, 11 is the pole, the upper part and the lower part of the pole. Let me see. Yes, craps. What is the other one? If we had 1 and 1 equals to 2, we'll have 6 and 6 equals to 12 equals to 3. So when you play the game of craps, of any craps, right? Let me see if we got this right. We have 6 and 1, 5 and 2, 3 and 4. This equals to 7. This equals to 7. This equals to 7. When you have 5 and 9, 3 and 2 equals to 5. 6 and 5. Did I get that right? 3 and 2 equals to 5. Sorry. 4 and 5 equals to 9. This equals to 9. This equals to 9. We're going to see if we can get this all padded out. And we have 3 and 6 equals to 9. We have 4 and 1 equals to 5. So let me show you, or ask, and I'll tell you what is happening. When I show you these two dice, the 4 is opposite of the 3. The 4 is opposite of the 3. The 1 is opposite of the 6. The 1 is opposite of the 6. So all these numbers are all their opposites. So when we have the 6 number, we get 2 even numbers. 2 even numbers, 2 even numbers. We start with an even number. We start with 2 odds, we end up with an even. We start with 2 evens, we end up with an even. We start with 2 odds, we end up with an even. We start up 2 evens, we end up with an even. In the last one here, odd, 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 we end up with 2 odds. We end up with an even 8.
See, the 8s over here are all even numbers. Only this one are two odd numbers, to where this one is even, and this is where the dividing gate comes in. 4 times 2, 4 plus 2 will create this equation. In this equation below, we're using any craps in this one over here, 1 and 2. Where's my 6 and 6? Did I get my 6 and 6? Now, when we go for any craps into the field, we go 2. 1 and 2 is 3. Odd, even. Not like even, even. 1 and 2, odd, even. We go over here. 1 and 1. Oh, I did it over here. 1 and 1 is 2. 6 and 6 is 12. You see the way they inverted this one over here? 1 and 1 inverted. This one was 2 before. This one is 3. See the way it inverts? Odd and even for any craps. 1 and 2, 1 and 1. 6 and 6, the opposite of each other. 1 and 2 is your base creation. Now, when I go on to 7, right? 6 and 1, 5 and 2, and over here, sorry, where's my third one? Here. Odd, even, odd, even. And the reason for this, odd, even, odd, even, odd, even, is because the invert of these are the same. There's 3 of these and there's 6 of these. There's 6, 1 and 1, 6. There's 5, 2. So if you notice, 2 odds, 2 odds, 2 odds. 2 of them make 6 and 1 of them makes 7. When I come over here, the 2 odds, here's an even and here's an even. 6 and 6 is 12, right? 1 and 1 is odd, even, odd, odd. This one comes out to odd, even. This one comes out to even odds. 6 and 5, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Now, when I go to number 5, I start out with odd, even, and odd, even for each one of these. And over here, odd, even, and odd, even to create this one over here. So 5 and 9 is not like what is 6 and 8. You know, for example, you use IE. Well, IE is at 5 and 9. The EI, EIO, the 59 minutes and the 59 seconds on the clock. So now maybe ask me some questions, or I'm going to move on to talk about number 18 for a second. Just give me 1 second here. Where was I? Yeah, I'm going to go get a drink, go to the bathroom for just 1 minute, and I'm going to come right back. So if you got to do anything, whoops, 18th floor balcony didn't go through with last comment. 18th floor, teen, teeth. How many teeth? Ram, ramification. Ram, how many ram? How does ram work? You tell me about numbers, we'll find their situation, we'll give a little bit of form. The good Lord gave form. The good Lord gave form. So just give me a minute. I'm going to be back. I'm going to warm up some water. I got all kinds of wires. Hey, how you doing, baby? How you doing, baby? For those who have never been here before, I'm just going to leave the camera up at the sky. Maybe I'll put on the light just to shine it up and take a look at it. Okay, let me just put that up. I'm not sure what you would want to see more. Oh my God, I am like out to lunch. There you go. I like that better. Just give me a second. How about you, Kat? Yeah? Give me a minute. I'm gonna be there just in a minute. Warm up this this over here. What? What can I do for you, baby? Baby! What can I do for you, baby? Oi, baby, 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 baby. What can I do? You're always complaining. What? You jump up all over the place. You jump up everywhere. You go everywhere you want on the balcony, and now I pick you up and you're gasping for air. Can you say hello to everybody? CAT. C-A-T. Communication, angle of transmission. Dog. Division of the omega gates. Division of the crowned egg, because of what the egg does. So we're just going to go through the last part really quick. First of all, thank you for being here. Much appreciated. You can help out the channel. That would be insane and beautiful. You know what? If I had some to give back, I would. But right now, let's get on with this. 18, 36, 54, 72, 90. If all formations are in 4, and I started at 18, or should I start in 18, the invert to 1 is 6. So I begin my first 360 of a total. This is the moon diameter. This is 1.5, okay, times 1440 minutes in a day for 2160. So I need to understand 6 formations and then 1 formation for the day of rest. So that I should understand that when I run the alphabet, I will run my new alphabet either 1 through 26, starting at A6 and Z31, or A6, B12, C18, 6, 3, 9, D24, 6, E30, F36, 9, in rotation of 33. Why is 33 so important? How you doing? Now, the second week. In the second week, this is 42. And now you go to 6. H, I, J, K, L, M. 48, 54, 60, 66, 72, 78. This is where we reach the sun. This is where we reach Pluto and the sun. This is where we reach the gateway. This is our first base formation of what is 36 inches is 3 feet. Or what is 30 feet is 360 inches. Always trying to understand our circles. It ends over here at 78, which is October 78, which is 1 through 12 equals to 78, but not in this formation. When you add up 1 through 12, it equals to 78. So therefore, the total after this, 1 and 12, equals to 91, or 1 through 11 equals to 66 plus 12. 6 times 6, 6 plus 6 will equal to this numeric one over here. Our base creation pass is 66. So we get 78. We get N. We get 84. So on N, we're at Pluto. We divide ourselves between here and here. This is going to be the female. And this is going to be the male. Now, don't come to me talking about human male and female. I'm talking about female and male. Plumbing. Female and male in plumbing. Now, the thing about plumbing with female and males, you have other things in female. They call them plugs or stoppers. It's not the same. When you have a hole in the center of something, okay, or
another hole in the center, something. One fits into the other. The smaller one fits into the larger one. The larger one is female, the smaller one is male, and the spirit is even smaller, and it's what passes through everything. So when we get up to Z26, it equals to 156 Rubik's Cube. There are 26 of these cubes with 6 sides, so 6 seems to fit the role. So we're going to get on with this. So it's all 3, 6, and 9. When we get to I, it becomes 162. It becomes the part of the moon. H becomes the day, adding up 18s. This becomes the birth. This becomes the house. This is the sun. This is your base creation of the light. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 18 and 9, I and R. And when we continue up over here at J, we get our first 180 degrees. And every time we get 10, we get 180 degrees, 10, 20. The Mayans count, I think it's 20 days and 18 months for their 360. But at J, 118 or 180, we have only one area completed. In a day, there are 360 times 4 equaling to 1440. Or we're going to have 360 times, did I get that? 24? 86,400 divided by 360 equals, yes, 240. 240 times 360 equals to 8640. 60 times 24. Okay, 60 minutes, 60 seconds, 24 hours a day. It all works out. But if you were working at Mars time, it would be 16. Mars is 1.5 plus the extra area for who we are to process. 16 times 90. 16 times 90 equals 1,440 minutes. 90 minutes in an hour. 90 minutes in an hour. 90 seconds in a minute. Everything's been reduced to 60 minutes, 60 seconds instead of 90 minutes and 90 seconds. 90 times 90 equals to 8,100 times, the question is it times the 24-hour day or times the 16-hour day? Is 129,600. Times 2 parts of the day is 25,920, and this is the Mayan count. Where and why did I get this? Okay. Is because the division between night and day, and the words used in creation is creation in the day of man. Day equaling to 16, the ring other than the pole, with and without the donut hole, lost inside, Mars and Earth. So are you creating Earth on Mars or Mars on Earth? The omega shows you're jumping over the donut hole. There are how many Mars on Earth? Here's Earth. Mars is a 4-parter. Earth is 9. 4, 1. 4, 2. There are 3 areas. There are 4 areas. There are 5 major surfaces on 6 different sides, equaling to 30. One side is always down. So you have the 4 areas, and 4 is 8. And 8, 4 and 4, 4 and 4, 8 and 8, and then the 4 on top. 12. Did I get that right? The 4 area and the 4 area is 8, and the 4 area and the 4 area is 8. 8 and 8 is 16, and then this 8 over here is 24. That's 4 and 4, the division, 4 times 4, 4 plus 4, the division of night and day. So Mars equals to 51 or 1.5. The game of blackjack pays 1.5 times the wager when you get a blackjack. Now it's also 3 to 2, which is the same as 1 and 5. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 6 and 5, 11. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5, 6 and 5, 11. So Now, in the game of craps, apparently the casinos reduced. Someone told me that the casinos have changed the numbers in a blackjack to 6 to 5. Now, that 6 and 5 is R11, and now there's a different advantage for the house. So what I did is, because I'm running these 16 hours a day, I go 16 times 16. I go 16 times 90.
16 times 90 minutes times 90 seconds equals to 12 times 2 equals 25,920. Now, if you want to count Earth diameter is 7920. So that's how, and now if you divide it by 360, it equals to what is 720 inside the house of bait, 77 of Christ. And that's about it for now. So I got the cat in my way. If you want to wait a minute, I'm going to make myself my coffee, so I'm going to put it up there. We're going to take another 2-minute break. And I don't know if you want to just take a look at my cat that just squeezed in there. Communication angle of transmission, 312. So I'm going to point this up and just give it a minute. I'm going over to the kettle, but before I go, I have something to do online before this day ends. Just hold on a second. Give it a minute. Just give it 1 minute. Okay. Just give me 1 second here. Boy, it's 1 second, 1 second. Okay, going to get that coffee, going to come back. Just give me 1 minute over here. Okay, we're back. We're back. Where are we? So we spoke about number 18. Now, number 18, I like to use it for the word sun. I like to use it for 180 degrees. 180 degrees will reflect what is 7. 90 will not. 90 will be a combination of everything other than 7. The reason for that, I can use it as 9 or 90. By the movement of this cube, I move it 90 degrees, 90 degrees, 90 degrees. I must move it. We're going to start at 1. We go from 1. We go over to 5. No, I can't go to 5. I go from 1 over to 2. From 2, I have to go over to 3. So I go over to 3. So I moved it from 1 over to 2. That's once. From 2 over to 3, that's twice. My next move
right? My next move will have to be 180 degrees, where I am going to roll from 3 over to 4. Now I must move it 180 degrees. So it's 90, 90, 180. So I'm going to go 180, and then I'm going to go from 4. I'm going to roll over to 5. And then from 5, I'm going to move over to 6, but it's got to be this way. So once I go to 6, I need to go back to 1 again, or any low side. Or what I can do is I can go from 6 over to 5. That's once. 5 over to 4. That's twice. 4 over to 5. That's 3 times. 5 over to 6. That's 4 times. If I did it that way. Then I got to go 4 times and then 180 degrees. So I go 4 by 9 equals to 360. And then I go again. So I go 360, 180, 360. So we can do it that way, or we can do it in a singular movement and formation. The other thing about 18, when we're moving by 18s, and full formation of 18 is 54.
Is the first 18 and now the second 18. 18 and 18 and 18 and 18 equals 27. So the minute you get your first 360 or 180 and 180, you reach the house of Bate, which is your creation of 36. 3 times 6, 3 plus 6 equals to 18, and 9 equals 27. Your third 18, this is C, equals to 54. This word, vas-y, go, right? Go in, angels, equals to numeric value 54. Love, 3645, equals to 54. Sun equals to 54. But there's a difference. This one over here is 14 minus 2, and this one over here is 18 times 4 minus 2, or I can't do it with 3 because this one is 3. 3 is perfect. 3 times 18 is 54. 4 times 14 minus 2. So it's explaining to me 4 letters, 3 letters. Here it's 3, 6 letters. So it's 6 by 9 equaling to 54. And now you have your rotation of A, B, C, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, 10, 9, 6. Full formation of 10 coming out in either these 3 or these 3. Also, we must understand the cube, 5 and 1 and 6 and 2 in the cube, where 1 gets inverted with 6. I don't have that mathematical equation on me, but $26,195 or 75,075. 13 moons or 13 moons. 13 moons here or 13 moons here. It's just ironic how the numbers come out. Let's see what this one. This total is 6. 7 and 5, 12. 7 and 5, 12. 24, 6. 8, 9, 18. This one is 23. This one will equal to 5. Okay, just want to leave that on the side. My third 18 equals to 36. 7 and 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 2 and 1 is 3. My next 18, where we get our first formation to start over again, and everything comes in packets of 3, right? Packets of 3. This equals to 72. And this is your next formation, and this one will equal to 45. There's a complete conversion. That in the first, second, in the fourth one, and in the third one, where they both come out to the same number. Now, the fifth one comes out to 90. That would be your birth also in January, also 6 by 15. And this one over here, another 18, and this one will equal to what is 54. How did I do that? Let me try that again. 7 and 8 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. 2 and 1 is 3. 6 and 8 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 3 and 1 is 4. 5 and 8 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 13 and 14 is where we divide the alphabet. 85 is the silver matrix. Now, the next one, 18, ends up to be 63. 4 and 8, 12, 1 and 2, 3, 5 and 1, 6. And we have the guidance. I'm not sure if it's the pig pen or it's the pig pen in Mars. Not sure if it's the pig pen in Mars. Why? Mars is numeric value 51. And Mars numeric value 51 is 21 is 35 and 28 equaling to 63. So the male and the female come together, and the male and female, the male comes together afterwards. The female comes together first in addition. So on level 2, on level 3, on level 4, on level 5, and level 4, and level 6 comes this coming together of this. Now on level 7 at the 7th gate, you bring one more, and we now come into the house of bait. 8 and 3, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. 6 and 1, 7. This is where G and where H starts over. When you're working on number 7 and H comes back to number 1, you have another 18, you end up with 81. And now you invert to itself if you're following this reality. Anyways, I'm going to end it over here. Did I get this right? There's a lot going on. I don't have it in order, which is something I'm not happy about myself. And it can explain a lot of realities and actualities, whether it's the keyboard or Rubik's Cube or any game. And like Mr. Messer said, the keys to wisdom, football, absolutely. Everything is measured up and telling a story. There's nothing on this planet that didn't come from creation as far as I know. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching this video. Peace. Peace. Tammy, Bob, Messer, and everyone else that comes here. Like I said at the end of the video, if you can help out the channel, here's my email with PayPal. Did I get that? MSN.com. Whoop, misspelled it there. Peace, peace and love. Just to say you caught the end, right? Check out number 6. Once you flip over the dice cube to number 6, instead of everything advancing by 1, everything advances by 6. Half of that is 3. So you already know that this is 6 and half of this is 3. So 6 times any number is always going to be 3, 6, and 9. 6 by 1, 6. 6 by 4, 24. 2 and 4, 6. 6 by 7, 42. 2 and 4, 6. 2 by 6, 12. 1 and 2, 3. 6 by 5, 30. 3 and 0, 3. 6 by 8, 48. 4 and 8, 12, 1 and 2 is 3. So we notice that instead of 1 being part of what is 3, 3, 3, it's now 2, 5, and 8 being part of 3, 3, and 3. And is the cube played on this angle, the diamond angle. To where once you have this is you have 1, 5, 9, or 3, 5, and 7 instead of 2, 4, 6, and 8. The same thing to understand is that with this paper, in order to put something into its perspective equally, you must turn the paper this way. Now, where is, see these two corners coming across? Is this the true angle? Because if it's the true angle, this is on the other side of my heart. Should it be here? Or should it be here? Are we working at 23.5 degrees? Times 2 is 47, equals to time. Or should we be working it this way? Or is this the bubble of the Earth? I need to know these angles. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. 6 by 0 is 0.
6 times 0 is 0, or it's 384. The word 0 equals to 64. So it's 384, which is representing creation of Pluto. And 3 by 84 is 256, which is 16 by 16. 3 times 8 is 240. 252, right? 252, sorry. 252, gate 17. Everything gate 17, everything is Q Mars. Everything is Q Mars, Q Mars. Everything is divided up. Anon is 29, 29. Everything is 11. N-O-N, N-O is 29, 2 and 9 is 11, 11, 11. Everything reverts back to this. The house of Mecca, praying by the cube. The Hebrews, the same thing. They put the tefillin on their head, the tefillin on their arm. They both pray 10 times a day. They're both based out of the same son of Abraham, number 44, or Jacob, 31, representation, the cycle and the electric moon, or Isaac, 33, the invert to what Abraham is, the other side of Abraham. So the truth is the truth, will always be the truth. And 6 times 0 equals to 1590. Is that why you did that? Because the 15th letter equals to 90. Absolutely perfect. Thank you very much. Participation, because we participate with me and me with you, and we participate together. Because where we go one, we don't go all. Because we don't always agree. Thank you for watching this video.